Ronaldo to me, Ronaldo! It's one of the great Old Trafford comebacks. Astonishing!
My top 3 best players are number 1, Lionel Messi, number 2, Paul Pogba, number 3, Neymar. Paul Pogba is one of my favorite players in the world, and he is my favorite player at Manchester United. However, as I've said on many times on my channel, there is no biasm. There is no biasm. I am not a biased person. I call a spade, and it's either black or white with me. There is no grey area. I've got no agendas, nothing like that. So saying that, what happened yesterday with Paul Pogba's agent coming out and saying that it is the end for Paul Pogba at Manchester United, the timing of that statement, it would have been okay if he said it when the season is over, you know. Like if you can remember a couple seasons ago when the season was over and Raiola and Pogba were speaking like this. It's okay when the season is over because then the transfer market is open, and that's okay, you know. But when we are in season, when we are playing games, when we have such a big game like this Leipzig game that's happening tonight, it's a knockout game for us. If we lose that game, we're out the competition. And if we win or draw that game, we go through to the next round. If we go through the next round, the club gets millions of pounds because they qualified to the next round. If we don't go to the next round and get knocked out, the club lose out on that money. So there's money, there's big millions on stake. There's prestige on stake. There's the club's success for the season on stake. And Raiola doesn't care about anything like that. And it's causing a distraction by speaking about Paul Pogba. And the timing, as I'm saying, the timing is off, and I don't condone this. I'm heavily against what Raiola just done with regards to Paul Pogba. It's Paul Pogba's agent. And as an agent for Paul Pogba, Raiola works for Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba does not work for Mino Raiola. Raiola works for Paul Pogba. Therefore, Paul Pogba needs to keep his agent in check. He has a responsibility, and tell his agent that you do not speak negative about me when the season is underway. We can speak about all these things when the season is over, when the transfer market is open. But when the season is on, please do not disrespect Manchester United. Paul Pogba needs to tell his agent that. Unfortunately, he has not. He's allowed his agent to speak anything he wants to, and there's no repercussions. So forget about Mino Raiola, because Mino Raiola doesn't work for Manchester United. It's Paul Pogba that got a contract with Manchester United. It's Paul Pogba that's representing Manchester United. And Paul Pogba got a duty to keep his agents in check. And he's not doing that. And so blame has to be put at Paul Pogba's feet. It has to be put at Paul Pogba's feet. So Pogba has a duty to keep his agents in check. And that's what I'm saying. We have to blame Paul Pogba for what is going on. You know, they don't respect. They got a contract. We have to understand that Paul Pogba and Manchester United have a contract. He's contracted to Manchester United. He has a legal responsibility to perform duties for Manchester United. No one forced Paul Pogba to sign that contract. Manchester United did not hold Paul Pogba against his will to sign the contract. He willfully said, I want to go to Manchester United. He willfully accepted and signed on the contract. Therefore, you have to maintain your professionalism in that contract. And if Manchester United do not want to sell you, you have to respect that, because you signed the contract. You put your signature on the contract and you're legally bound by that contract. And Manchester United got the power to say, yes, we are selling you, or no, we are not selling you. And if they don't want to sell you, you have to respect their decision. Unfortunately, Paul Pogba and his agent do not respect that decision of Manchester United. Because because they went to Manchester United and said to Manchester United, please let Paul Pogba go. And Manchester United said no. And so that's why you're seeing this unfold, because they're not happy that Manchester United did not want to sell Paul Pogba. So you have to blame Paul Pogba. I'm sorry, he's my favorite player at Manchester United. He's my second favorite player in the world, but I blame him. I blame him because the agent works for him. he can tell the agent to shut his mouth and the agent will not speak again because Paul Pogba is paying the agent. So it's best, look here guys, it's best for Paul Pogba to leave Manchester United. I've said it many times before, it's best for him personally. It's a good move. I want him personally to leave us because he deserves better than us with regards to his talent and his ability. He deserves better than us. He deserves to be playing for a better manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a good manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is playing him out of position. He deserves better than that. There's much better clubs than Manchester United. The most likely move for Paul Pogba is Juventus. I don't see him going to Real Madrid or Barcelona. They will not come for a player that has an agent that is so disrespectful and so unprofessional. They will not do that. You must remember, Real Madrid and Barcelona are the most, especially Real Madrid, are the most strict club that you can get. There's zero tolerance with them. They don't tolerate what's happening with Paul Pogba. The last time a player and his agent disrespected Real Madrid, Gareth Bale, he did not play for them. They played a knockout game against Manchester City where they were losing in the first tie. They had the second tie, the second game to play in that tie, and they did not even include Gareth Bale in the squad. Gareth Bale was at home when they played Manchester City for the second leg because Gareth Bale and his agent disrespected Real Madrid. So Real Madrid don't put up with all this. They don't. So I don't see them coming for Paul Pogba. I don't see Barcelona coming for Paul Pogba. The most likely destination is Juventus or PSG. And I think it'll be Juventus because of his history with Juventus. And so for him it's a good move because he's going to a better club. He's going to a club that has structure, that no matter what Juventus are going through right now, you know they will come out of it because they've got a structure. They've got Pavel Nedved there that's like a director. So they've got a structure. They've got a poor manager there right now in Pirlo. Pirlo doesn't know what he's doing. But they've got a structure. When you got a structure, you will get it right. It's like Chelsea. Chelsea got a structure. No matter what happened to Chelsea last season, they had a poor season. And the season before that was poor in their standard. But they got a structure, so they will get it right. So, personally, it's a good move for Paul Pogba. He's going to a better club, and it's a good move for us as Manchester United because we can't have a player here that's disrespecting the club. His agents is disrespecting the club, and nothing happens, you know. So, we can't have that, especially on the disrespecting the club on the eve of one of the biggest game of the season so far. And we have to be talking about Paul Pogba and his agents. So, personally, I think it's a good move for both parties should Paul Pogba leave Manchester United. I do think that he will leave now in the January transfer window. I do think he'll leave in a January transfer window. I think that's why Raiola is pushing so hard and making all these comments. And Paul Pogba also, last time when he was playing for France, he made comments also about Real Madrid. It's because they're pushing for a move in January. I think he wants to move in January. I do think United will sell him in January. I think they'll sell him for a 50 million fee. We can't call it 100 and something million anymore, guys, because Paul Pogba got 1 year left on his contract. Meaning next year he goes for free. So he's got 1 year left on his contract. We can't call for that 100 and something million anymore. Manchester United will accept a 50 million bid. I'm very sure of that. And I'm very sure that bid will come in January from Juventus. So that's the Paul Pogba issue. I'm his biggest fan. But I call a spade a spade. He's disrespecting the club. His agent is disrespectful. And it's better that he leaves for both parties. Then on to the Leipzig game tonight. I think that we will get the result that we need. We will win that game. I don't think we'll draw that game. I think we will beat Leipzig. Look here, guys. Man for man, we are much better than Leipzig. We are streets ahead of them in terms of man for man. Man for man, our players are much better than their players. It's just that they got very good coaching and we don't have. So that's why the game will be tough. But I don't see Leipzig beating us. No way. Remember, Leipzig has to win this game. A draw is not good enough. So they're going to come out and attack us. And any team that attacks Manchester United dies because we are lethal on the counter-attack. So I do see Manchester United winning today. I think we can win by 2 clear goals. 2 clear goals, I'm being honest. I think we can win by 2 clear goals. I think we can annihilate Leipzig tonight. We won't draw, we won't win. We won't draw, we won't lose, guys. This is a game that we win and we go on to the next round. It's interesting to see Ole's selection even more so with what happened with Paul Pogba. Does he select Paul Pogba? Does he bench Paul Pogba? It's a very interesting thing. I personally think that he needs to bench Paul Pogba. I think that what Paul Pogba is doing is not right. All he needs to show that the club is bigger than a player, and so he needs to bench Paul Pogba. Will he do that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure because Oli is a small manager, and Oli is a small manager, you know, and he doesn't make those big decisions. But let's see. I do. If he benches Paul Pogba, I will not criticize him. In actual facts, I'll be all for that. I do think Oli will play a diamond. We don't have Martial or we don't have Cavani. And I don't think he'll play Juan Mata and Dan James. So I'm pretty sure he'll play a diamond midfield with Greenwood and Martial on the top. Greenwood and Marcus Rashford on the top. So I think that's what will happen. We will get the W, guys. So that's my input on Paul Pogba's situation and on the Leipzig game. I will see you all after the Leipzig game when we qualify for the round of 16. Let's get it.